last, take a seat. It's time to soar. Where rivers of success meet, let's unlock the door. Blueprints laid down, we're creating something grand. In Eden they started, now it's our turn to stand. Four rivers flow, a vision crystal clear. With faith in our hearts, we've got no fear. Success streams flowing, lifting us high. With the master's guidance, we're touching the sky. Building our dreams with a powerful team. In this business life, we're living the dream. Rejecting that slow grind. 40 years wasted, leave that behind. Unless the Lord builds, it's all in vain. Divine designs, we're breaking the chains. Biblical blueprints, success is blessed. Let's rise up together, we'll never rest. Success streams flowing, lifting us high. With the master's guidance, we're touching the sky. Building our dreams with a powerful team. In this business life, we're living the dream. So here's to the journey, we're set to take flight. With faith as our armor, we're ready to fight. Welcome to the masterclass. Take a seat, it's time to soar. Where rivers of success meet, let's unlock the door. Blueprints laid down, we're creating something grand. In Eden they started, now it's our turn to stand. Four rivers flow, a vision crystal clear. With faith in our hearts, we've got no fear. Success streams flowing, lifting us high. With the master's guidance, we're touching the sky. Building our dreams.
Hey Kingdom family, greetings, blessings, salutations, and welcome to another Kingdom Conversation with me, your host, Bishop Wayne Malcolm, the Business Bishop. Always excited and delighted to be a part of your life and legacy. I'm celebrating each and every one of you who have subscribed to the channel, and those who like the post, leave a comment, and of course are sharing this channel with your family, friends, neighbors, and networks by simply subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. You are partnering with this ministry and making this channel more findable by people like you who are looking for content like this. All right, we are in the countdown to a new year, and no doubt in this season, it's a time of great reflection. As we look back over our lives, we look back over the year with gratitude for the things we have survived, things we have overcome, any gains that we have made. It's a very important time for you to reflect and celebrate and give God glory. At the same time, it's a time of projection in which many are making New Year's resolutions. Of course, all the gyms are going to be packed in January, and a lot of lifestyle changes will kick off in January. Most of them won't last till the end of January. Now, we know this because it's the routine, it's the rhythm of resolutions. I want to take the new year seriously. I think it's going to be a critical year. I think it'll be a pivotal year. I think it'll be a prophetic year and a very historic year in terms of its defining impact on our generation. So I want to dedicate this particular month of teaching in the Kingdom Conversation to this theme: how to have your best year ever. Woo! How to have your best year ever. And we're just going to break it down in several parts. And I want to kick off today with the subject of vision. And I want to talk about why your vision needs a vehicle. Why your vision needs a vehicle. So if you are excited about the subject and know that you're in the right place at the right time, listening to the right things, I want you to light up the comment section and let me know that you are so glad that you are here. And if you're new to the channel, I do love my sound effects. So here goes. Your vision needs a vehicle. I'm going to kick off with some context for the concept. And then I'm going to take you through 4 steps: clarifying your vision, becoming the person your vision requires, choosing the right vehicle for your vision, and then growing your capacity with the 7 intelligences. All right, I'm going to try and stay as visible as I can throughout the presentation. And with that said, let's go into some context for the concept. Your best year ever will be the year that sees the best you ever. Woo! Now that right there. So put simply, it's not the year that's going to be the best ever. It's the you that's going to be the best ever. And if you are the best version of you, if you are the best that you've ever been, then of course the year will be the best that you've ever had. And so we're going to focus on what we can control, not on what we cannot control. We literally cannot control what may or may not happen in the new year. Globally, economically, politically, socially, there's a lot of unrest. There's a lot of tension. There are a lot of fires to out, and fires that are raging. So we're not going to focus on how we can change our circumstances. We are going to focus on how we can change our psychology, how we can build our own capacity, how we can become the best version of ourselves, because a better you, a bigger you, and the best you will make the best year ever. Can I hear an amen from somebody? So the best you ever starts with a bigger and better vision, as well as bigger and better vehicles. A bigger and better vision as well as bigger and better vehicles. Now, Proverbs 29 verse 18 says that where there is no vision, the people perish. So the absence of vision is the formula for death. It is the evidence of decay. It is the sure road to ruin. To be living your life without purpose, without direction, without a sense of destiny, without a magnificent obsession, without legacy goals. This is the formula for ruin and decay. And whenever you lose your vision, you lose your ambition, you lose your aspiration, you lose your vision, you lose your fire, you lose your vision, you lose your motivation, you lose your vision, then you're in survival mode and you're simply going around in circles. See, if you look forward, you'll go forward. If you look around, you'll go around. If you look back, you can only go backwards. And when it comes to your spiritual vision, your dreams and desires, your God-given and God-ordained aspirations, these enable you to look forward, right? To see better outcomes for yourself. But if you lose that, if you don't have that, all you can do is look around or look back. And people who are looking around at the circumstances are simply going around in circles. People who are looking back are actually going backwards. So where there is no vision, the people perish. However, vision alone is not enough. There are so many people who are still perishing in spite of the fact that they have vision, they have dreams, they have aspirations, they have ambition, they have a sense of assignment, they have a sense of purpose, direction, destiny, all of it. They've got it all, and yet they are perishing. And that is because vision alone is not enough. You also need the right vehicle, the right vehicle. And that is a system that can carry you over the terrain that sits between where you are and where God is calling you to be. Okay? So If the terrain between where you are and where God is calling you to be is rough and rugged, right, then a bicycle or a scooter or rollerblades are not a suitable vehicle for your vision. If all you're doing is going to the corner shop, then rollerblades and a bicycle may be a suitable vehicle for that vision. But if you're going cross country over rugged and treacherous terrain, over hills and through valleys, then of course what you're going to need is a vehicle that can get you there, right? You need the right vehicle for your vision. So this lesson is designed to help you clarify your life vision and to choose the right vehicle to help you step into your best and most God-aligned year ever. Woo! And I'm going to do this in 4 steps, all right? I'm going to give kind of 4 keys, 4 foundational principles upon which you can build. So step number 1 is clarifying your legacy vision. Clarifying your legacy vision. Okay, so that's your vision beyond yourself, beyond your years. Your best year ever starts with understanding the big picture, all right? So if you think about a year, I mean, some people, they're going to set goals for the new year as though the year sits in isolation, but the year doesn't sit in isolation. The new year is connected to this year intricately and will be connected to the years following. And so if you're going to set measurable and meaningful goals, or if you are going to change in the right direction, then what you need to do is start with the big picture. Start with the big picture. Start with the big picture. And it's the big picture of who God designed and destined you to be, right? Who God designed and destined you to be. This is your sense of purpose and destiny and legacy. And when I say legacy, I mean what you will be known and remembered for. What you will be known and remembered for. Okay? What you will represent, the values and the virtues you will represent. What you will be known, liked, and trusted for. What you will be remembered for. This is the big picture of your legacy. And what you need is clarity when it comes to your purpose, your destiny, and your legacy. And this matters because vision is the foundation for focus. Without vision, you cannot focus. Vision is the foundation for motivation. And without vision, you lose motivation. You lose momentum. And vision is the driving force behind every breakthrough. Because in order to break through a barrier, you need to be pretty determined to get to what's on the other side. If the prize is not worth the process, then you will settle and you will reside in the comfort zone. And in the comfort zone, there are no miracles. In the comfort zone, there are no victories. In the comfort zone, nothing supernatural happens. But see, if you're going to break through, it's because your vision is compelling you to find a way to break through that barrier. A God-given vision will be, watch this, if it's a God-given vision, because I draw a distinction between your dreams and your destiny, your ambition and your God-given assignment. There is a difference. If it's a God-given assignment, if the vision is of God, it will be generous. What I mean is there are going to be many beneficiaries. Many people will benefit from where you are going in life. Many people should benefit. If you're the only person that does benefit from the vision, it's not a God vision. It is a personal ambition. Woo! If it's a God vision, it's going to be generous in that there will be many beneficiaries. There are many people who are going to be blessed because of the blessing that you become. It will also be global, right? It's going to be beyond your reach. There are going to be people that benefit from your legacy who you will never meet in this lifetime. And of course, it's going to be generational. Whatever God builds, he builds with succession in mind. In fact, biblically, there is no success without succession, because God is the God who keeps covenant, who keeps the covenant, keeps his promises from generation to generation. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's the God that makes generational promises and puts generational dreams in the hearts of his generals. And so if you're going to be a general in the kingdom, you will have generational vision, generational dreams, generational goals. There will be successors to your success, and you will leave an inheritance for your children's children. Can I hear an amen from somebody? Vision keeps you from drifting and gives you direction. Okay, so of course, without a destination, there can be no direction. If you get in a vehicle and open up the sat nav, the satellite navigation, it's going to ask you for an address. It's going to ask you for a zip code, a postcode. It's going to ask you for a destination. Only when you enter a destination can it determine a direction, can it map out a route. And life works just like that. Only when you have a sense of destination, that is your sense of destiny, a sense of destination, will you ever have a sense of direction. And so it is your vision that keeps you from drifting and gives you direction. Paul said, "This one thing I do, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." I'm pressing towards the mark for the prize. Now, when it comes to your vision, I see a lot of believers make this particular mistake, and kingdom citizens and sons and sovereigns and stewards cannot afford to make this mistake. And that is that you take one aspect of your life and you make your vision about that one aspect of your life. For example, your professional life, your business, or it's about your financial life. Certainly within the success movement, the assumption is that if you get your money right, you get everything else right. And so people in the success movement are typically obsessed with making money. And they set goals and they develop and design plans and they execute on ideas designed to make them more money. And what they've done is they've neglected equally important aspects of their life. So your vision needs to be holistic, and factor in the levels upon which you are living. Because we live life on levels and we experience it in stages. What did the business bishop say? He said we live life on levels and we experience it in stages. So at all times you are living on at least 4 levels. And here are the levels. There is the spiritual level upon which you are living life. There is the personal level, there's the professional, and there's the financial. So spiritually, this deals with your faith, your calling, your intimacy and relationship with God, your peace, your inner life, is a level upon which you are living life. And actually, it is the most important level upon which you live life is your inner life, because we experience the world subjectively, and everything we experience is translated by what's happening inside, or it's given meaning by lenses and filters that exist inside. So your inner life, your spiritual life, your relationship with God, your faith is an important aspect of your life. If all you do is obsess about the money that you make, you may end up neglecting your spiritual life, only to find out that you are financially rich and spiritually bankrupt. I don't want that for you. God does not want that for you. Your personal life now has to do with your health, your wellness, your relationships, your family, your emotional life, your habits, your lifestyle. That's personal. And when you are cultivating vision, it's very important that you factor in your personal life. Why is it important? It's important because if you burn out, everything else around you fades away. And so whilst you are building a business, whilst you are building an organization, you need to look after you. That is, I guess, a principal kind of running through all the pages of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. It's the principle of Shabbat and Sabbath and the day out to recalibrate, to recuperate, to re-energize. It is the principle of day and night. It's why it's the rhythm of life, right? Everything in life is moving according to a rhythm. It is dancing to a particular beat. And that beat simply means that seasons of intense work must be balanced out by seasons of relaxation, refreshing, recreation, rejuvenation, in some cases, rehabilitation. I wish I had some help in here. So your personal life matters. Your professional life, and that has to do with your leadership of an organization, of a business. It has to do with your realm of responsibility, what you do professionally. Very, very, very important, because that's going to be your vehicle. And then your financial life, and that has to do with your income, your assets, your investments, and the inheritance that you're leaving for your children's children, the financial fortress that you're building around your family. When you are setting goals, when you are operating from a place of purpose, you want to factor in the 4 levels upon which you are living life: spiritual, personal, professional, and financial. Now, when it comes to setting goals and targets in these 4 areas, it can become overwhelming, because there are lots of things you want to do spiritually, lots of things you want to change spiritually, lots of progress you want to make spiritually. The same is true of your personal life, same is true of your professional life, same is true of your financial life. And if you're not careful, when you start writing down your goals, before you know it, there's 100, 200 goals on a piece of paper, and it's very difficult to focus on 100 goals and targets. So what you want to do is you want to practice a principle that I call the kingpin principle, right? And the best way to describe the kingpin is bowling. So I've got this picture, these bowling pictures here. If you've ever been bowling, you know that you have to roll this heavy ball at these 10 pins. And the objective is to knock them all down, However, you can't aim at all of them, right? So the key is to aim at the one pin that knocks down all the others, because the way that the pins are arranged, there are some pins that if they fall by themselves. There are other pins that if they fall with a few others. But there is that one pin that if it falls, it has an impact on every other pin. And that is the kingpin. So what you want to find, right, in your life are the kingpin goals, right? Because there is one thing that if you can get that right in this new year, it will have the biggest single impact on every other goal you have in that area. There is one thing that if you get it right this year, it will have the biggest single impact on your personal life. One thing that if you get it right, if you hit the target, it will have the biggest single impact on your professional life. One thing, if you get it right, it will have the biggest single impact on your finances. And so rather than trying to achieve all of these goals and making endless resolutions, right? Find the kingpin, identify the one thing that will have the biggest single bearing on that particular area of your life. One major spiritual goal, one major personal goal, one major professional goal, and one major financial goal. And I'm calling it a goal, even though I have issues with goal setting philosophy. But I'm calling it a goal because that's perhaps the easiest way to understand it. A goal really isn't a wish or a dream. It's a decision that you make to achieve a particular outcome. So what I want you to think about is the one particular outcome that would have the biggest single impact on all of your other aspirations in that area. So let's keep moving on. Step number 2 is to become the person that your vision requires. I wish I had some help in here. Becoming the person that your vision requires. Okay, so this has to do with priorities, because breakthrough doesn't start with what you do. Breakthrough never starts with what you do. It starts with who you become. In this respect, transformation is the key to breakthrough. Like, you're not going to break through anything until there is a new you to break through. And this is based on the biblical formula for success, which is to be, do, and have. The original mandate, the dominion mandate that God gave to Adam, was as follows: be fruitful, do multiply, have dominion. Right? That's what it breaks down and translates to. I know exactly what it says. But what it breaks down to is be, do, have. Right? In that particular order. Because if you change the order, if you breach the order, you will not get the outcomes. Right? So some people are trying to do something so they can be someone, so they can have something. Other people are waiting to have something so they can do something, so they can be someone. Biblically, you must be first so you can do, and better so you can have more. You must become, right? Your being is your becoming. So your priority in the kingdom is who you are becoming. Your priority should always be your personal development, personal growth, personal capacity building. You should prioritize your knowledge base and skill set. Always expanding your knowledge base, right? Not about everything, but in the area of your assignment, you want to be expanding your knowledge base, and you want to be growing your skill set, and you want to be building your capacity to lead, okay? To lead at a commercial level, at a financial level, at a relational level, at an organizational level. You want to become a master of your craft. You want to become the king of a thing. You want to become the queen of a scene. You want to become the lord of a realm, or the lord of a land, and the ruler of a realm. And what you are becoming, see, if you can become better, you can do better. And if you can do better, you can have more. It's being, doing, and having. So who are you becoming? What you want to become is excellent, wise, disciplined, etc. What are you doing? These are the actions, behaviors, habits, initiatives, ventures that branch out of who you are becoming. And your having is the results, the profits, the resources that you experience as a consequence of what you're doing, which should always be a consequence of who you are becoming. Which why the Bible says you should be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation, your being precedes your action, your doing, and your doing precedes the results or determines the results of what you will ultimately have. I wish I had some help in here. Light up the comment section if we are saying things that are resonating with you deeply. All right, my time is almost gone, and I want to get to step 3, choosing the right vehicle for your vision. Put simply, and you can screenshot this page if I don't cover every bullet point. Put simply, for some of you, you have chosen the wrong vehicle for your vision. You are using the wrong vehicle for your vision. You are exhausting yourself because the vehicle is not suitable. It cannot take you where you're going. So let me translate this into marketplace, workplace language. Some of you, if you're brutally honest with yourself, right, you need to ask yourself this: this job that I currently do, is it capable of taking me where I want to go in life? And for most of you that are honest, the answer is going to be no. The job is not a suitable vehicle for your vision, and it cannot take you where you want to go. Where you want to go, where you feel called to be, your sense of assignment, purpose, and destiny is going to require resourcefulness, economic capacity, and economic authority. You're not going to become resourceful or possess any economic authority or capacity as a wage slave, working hard at a job you hate for someone you do not like in exchange for just enough to pay the bills. That, my friend, is wage slavery. It is the house of bondage, and it is fundamentally a vehicle that cannot deliver on your vision in life. So you need to be looking very seriously at a career change, right? And begin exploring entrepreneurship, self-employment, and the other options that may be more suitable vehicles for your vision. Now, this is not me knocking anyone who is an employee, because actually some people who are employees do not think of their job as an occupation, they think of it as a vocation. And so when your occupation becomes your vocation, there is a cause and a purpose behind it, right? So fundamentally, if you go into healthcare, you should go in for vocational reasons. If you are going into law, you should go in for vocational reasons. There are many professions that will not position you as an entrepreneur, but they have vocational value. What you need to say to yourself is this vocation a suitable vehicle for my legacy goals, my long-term vision? And it can be if you are smart, wise, and financially intelligent and know how to turn your disposable income into income-generating assets. So you could retire even more wealthy than the entrepreneur if you are a smart investor, and you can continue with the vocation that you love and that you are called to, right? But for most people, it is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the most suitable vehicle for a big vision. If you have a big vision, if you have generational dreams and legacy goals, if you are thinking global and generational, entrepreneurship, building an enterprise, birthing a movement, leading an organization, these are the more suitable vehicles for your vision. Why? Because your income is not capped, right? Your income and your economic authority is not capped. There's no ceiling, because you can scale that business. You can grow that business. You can move into new markets. You are able to create extensions to your brand that take the limits off of your earning capacity as an entrepreneur. If your vision requires riches and resourcefulness, then the right vehicle is going to be some form of entrepreneurship, some form of business ownership. And so the job's not going to get you there, right? And if you know the job's not going to get you there, right? If you know that this job is nothing more than wage slavery, I'm working hard at a job I hate for someone I do not like, in a company context I don't even agree with, in exchange for just enough to pay my bills, you have to see that as temporary. You have to see that as a house of bondage, and you have to see that as a place from which God will bless you with an exodus. The blessing for you is exodus, is to get out of that and embark on the journey towards the promised land of enterprise, of business ownership, of investing, and of taking control of your financial future. There were more things I wanted to say there, but I want to close out with this. Step number 4, when it comes to your best year ever, what I said in the beginning is what I'm going to conclude with. It will require the best you ever. Your best year ever will reflect the best you ever. It will not be because things change. It will be because you have changed. It will not be, because things get easier. It will be because you've gotten stronger. And so when it comes to self-development, when it comes to personal capacity building, there are 7 intelligences that if you grow these intelligences, if you become intentional about learning, studying, practicing, and improving in these 7 areas, you are going to begin to manifest the best version of you. So here are the intelligences. Number 1 is your spiritual intelligence. That is your discernment, your alignment. It's how you work with insight, with instinct, and with intuition. Your spiritual intelligence can be developed, and we are one of the few ministries who have an entire course on spiritual intelligence and how to grow your spiritual intelligence. Number 2 is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, which I've summarized here as self-awareness and resilience. The truth is that the success journey will take you through seasons of hardship, disappointment, frustration, rejection, sabotage, aggression, and hostility. You're going to expect life is going to throw a lot at you. And what you need is to be aware of how you're feeling at that moment and to be resilient enough to change your state and to keep moving forward, to fail forward without losing your enthusiasm. Social intelligence, otherwise known as relational intelligence. You want to know how to win friends and influence people. Your leadership intelligence, you want to be great at influencing, motivating, vision casting, decision making. Commercial intelligence, you need to understand markets, the marketplace, sales, the exchange of value. You want to become commercially intelligent and sophisticated, understanding what is happening in the world of business, particularly in the area of your assignment. Financial intelligence is no longer optional. It is an imperative for anyone that want to survive the changing terrain, who want to survive as we transition from one economic era to another. You want to understand the world of money. You want to improve your financial vocabulary. You want to become a great steward of your resources. You want to understand the world of investing. You want to understand what to do with your money, because it is not how much money you make that's going to set you apart in the new world. It is what you can make of the money. So, and finally, it's your technical intelligence. It's where you become great at something you're already very good. It's where you become outstanding, where you are already impressive. It's where you grow your skill at a particular thing until you are a master of the craft. And of course, how will you grow these intelligences? Well, of course, I have this threefold concept, which is that it's immersion, investment, and initiation. So immerse, invest, and initiate. If you're going to grow yourself in these areas, right, it's not about, okay, how many books can I buy about this stuff? How many videos can I watch? First thing is immersion. Immersion means that you need to find a community, find a family, find a group that is equally in pursuit of these things, that equally values these intelligences, and you want to join that group and immerse yourself in a new atmosphere. You want to be around people who value financial intelligence, value leadership intelligence, emotional intelligence. These need to be, you need to be part of that, right? Because if you're going to stay in the same group with the same people, negativity and ignorance on steroids, that's going to cap or limit your capacity to grow. But you want to intentionally seek out groups, communities, families that you can join as a member Even if there's a membership fee that you can join and become part of a coaching community, a learning community, an educational community that values these intelligences. Immerse yourself. Number 2 is invest, right? That means you want to put in the time, you want to put in the energy, and you want to put in the money that it takes to be a part of a group like that, where you are exposed to more learning, more understanding, more growth. And finally, you need to initiate something. In other words, you need to start a project, a venture. You need to begin to build something, right? Because these skills cannot, now this is deep, because I'm going to close with this, these skills, these intelligences, whether they're spiritual, emotional, social, leadership, commercial, financial, or technical, they cannot be developed academically. They have to, or in principle, they can only be developed in practice. So it's like learning to swim. It's like learning to drive. You cannot learn to swim from a textbook. You have to get in the water. You cannot learn to drive from a classroom. You have to get behind the wheel. And you're not going to learn how to be commercially intelligent, emotionally, socially, financially intelligent from a classroom or from a textbook. You have to be engaged in something that makes demands on you, that demands that you grow your spiritual intelligence, that puts you in situations that demand emotional intelligence, puts you in situations where you have to be more relationally intelligent. You're in situations where your leadership and your commercial sophistication and your financial intelligence are all going to be challenged. And you can only do that by actually an initiative, by a venture, by building something. And so, of course, it's what we do, right? It's what the world of Business Bishop does. It's what we do. So I'm only teaching from what we do. I'm teaching from what changed my life. And I'm teaching from what I know changes people's lives and makes you a better version of yourself. The person I am today is so much better than the person I was years ago. But that's not an accident. That doesn't happen accidentally. It's about immersing yourself in the right environments. It's about prioritizing who you are becoming. And it is about valuing intelligences that are going to set you apart. So I don't want you to go before you watch these ads, because there's an opportunity in here entirely for free for you to join our community, the New Breed community. And the New Breed community is about to make some incredible changes in the new year that are just going to add so much more value to the members. And then there's some other free things that I just want to give you, right? I have an audiobook I want to give you. There are things that we want to give you, so don't leave. And if you want to take advantage of any of the things that we offer in the ads, then the link to my link tree is in the description beneath this video, and you can just go there and you can pick it all up from there. All right, until next time, this is the Business Bishop, Bishop Wayne Malcolm, bidding you Godspeed, peace out, and shalom.
Hey there, entrepreneurs. If you enjoy the teachings of Bishop Wayne Malcolm, I've got something amazing for you. Introducing the New Breed Community, an exclusive online platform for kingdom-conscious entrepreneurs, professionals, investors, and creators. This isn't just a community, it's a movement where we discuss and explore kingdom concepts. Here, kingdom-minded people connect, share, learn, and grow together. Inside, you'll find exclusive content from Bishop Wayne Malcolm, including special sessions just for members. And the best part? It's free to join. The New Breed community sits on the Heartbeat platform, where Bishop Wayne Malcolm is excited to meet you online. Join us for weekly Q&A sessions with Bishop Wayne and get exclusive insights that can transform your life. Love to read? Join our book club to feed your mind and spirit. Got a prayer request? Post it and let's lift each other up. Have a testimony? Share how God's goodness is shining in your life. We're more than just a community, we're a movement. Discover the powerful relationship between your profession and your purpose. Join us now on the Heartbeat platform. Connect with us and let's grow together. Bishop Wayne Malcolm and the New Breed community are waiting for you. So what are you waiting for? Hit that join button and step into a world of connection and growth. A warm welcome awaits you. See you on the inside.
Hey, I'm Bishop Wayne Malcolm, author, coach, and founder of the Epic Kingdom Network. If you've ever felt like something's missing in what you've been taught about Christianity, you're not wrong. Most of us were taught that heaven and the hereafter are the goal, prize, and sole objective of the faith. But the original message of Christ taught us to engage, to influence, and to transform the world. Believe it or not, Jesus didn't die to get us into heaven. He died to get heaven into us, and then through us into the earth. What if I told you that Christianity was never meant to be a religion, but rather a relationship and a global revolution, a divine intervention, not a man-made institution? The original message and mission of Christ was hijacked, diluted, distorted, and replaced with a religion. My new ebook, Kingdom Theology for Kingdom Citizens, is not just another devotional, it's a call to action. A bold reintroduction to the original message of Christ, a message of dominion, not escapism, of transformation, not tradition. You'll learn what it means to rule and reign with Christ, to steward wealth with purpose, to influence government, education, culture, and business as an ambassador of heaven. This book will shift your lens, stir your spirit, and set you on course with divine clarity. And right now, for a limited time, I'm giving you free access to the digital and audiobook versions. No cost, no catch. Just click the link in the description, grab your copy, and step into clarity. In the Bible, 40 days is never just 40 days. It's a turning point and a spiritual reset before a destiny release. 40 days of rain and Noah pioneered a new world. 40 days on the mountain and Moses received a nation-shaping blueprint. 40 days in the wilderness and Jesus stepped into global impact. After the resurrection, 40 days of kingdom teaching prepared the leaders of the early church. That's not a coincidence, it's a spiritual success system. Given that all these Bible characters launched their own legacies with a 40-day challenge, let me ask you, would you give God 40 days to transform the next 40 years of your life and legacy? What if 40 days of alignment could unlock 40 years of clarity, authority, and prosperity? What if 40 days of focus could unleash 40 years of favor? Check out my new 40-day challenge, an intensive kingdom immersion for entrepreneurs, builders, creators, and visionaries. Each day, we dive deep into kingdom philosophy, psychology, economics, business, and leadership, so you can stop the grind and start to grow with spiritual precision. Perhaps the next 40 years is waiting for you to consecrate 40 days of focused discipleship so that you can create a lasting legacy of success. If you're serious about your next season, don't miss this moment. Check out the link in the description and register now.